Hello people, if you can already hear me, bear with me, I will be there in a minute. Just trying to set some things up. And then I will be right with you. Hello, hello. Alright, here I am once again for a struggle stream. Let me open my drink first. I'm drinking Oatly matcha latte. And on the screen you can see the image I will be working on tonight. Hello, Ferals. Welcome, my only viewer. Oh, I'm spilling water everywhere, and I'm already warm. I already spilled water on my top. Things are going great. Hello, hello. Hashtag not sponsored, hashtag struggle stream. Welcome. So I'm still sick. Maybe you can hear I have a pretty shitty cold going on. And, it's annoying, but whatever. Life goes on, work goes on, gotta do stuff and things. So I think it's just gonna be a short stream because I keep getting headaches and blech, just feeling blech. But I promised that I would be here. So here I am. I'm a woman of my word. This is an image for a client that I am working on right now that I really have to do it. It's been too long. So I'm finally taking the time to do these for her. Sometimes I forget. So yeah, I might sound a little nasally because I have a cold. Let me know if the audio is okay, if you can hear the music, if it's not too loud, blah blah blah, you know the drill, all the regular stream stuff. So yesterday night, it was a rough night. I kind of had a little moment of like, oh, what the fuck is life? What is happening? So today I'm taking it very slow and just trying to not let things overwhelm me. So it's just a chill, short stream tonight. And then I'll see if I can be online again next Tuesday. Okay, make a thing out of it. A thing. Let's see. You know, nothing beats a chill evening with some mellow music. Just doing some beauty retouching. Things are running a bit smoother than last time. I don't sound husky and infected, that's great, because I am. But also, this webcam is so shitty that it just completely blasts every single detail away. So I also don't look very sick, which is great. I didn't even have to put any makeup on. Also, the screen is tiny, you can barely see me, which is also a plus. Should I do another beautiful live stream announcement on my Instagram? Maybe? Let me do a quick hello, I'm live on my Instagram story. Let me see if I can do that. I can share a link or something. I bet I can. I bet there's a link I can share. Yes, that's a link. Copy link. Thank you. Why is someone calling me at this moment? I cannot answer your call. I'll call you back after the stream. Trying to find thing. Instagram story. Boop. Live retouching now. Gee, I should have done this before I started. You guys, I'm still learning. Whoop. Swipe up. Bam. 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 Okay. That's that. I am back. A lovely munchkin in the corner of the screen. That's me. Okay. Back to work. Back to work, everybody. So, this is just doing, my usual shtick, frequency separation. So, I think my big mistake last time was that I left Chrome open while I was streaming. And Chrome is a big factor when it comes to eating up all your memory. So I think that was one of the big reasons why everything was so laggy and why it was a real struggle stream. This time I do not have Chrome open, and things should be a little better. But who knows? Fingers crossed. I mean, there's still the usual issues that I always have. I still need a new laptop, but I did some cleaning up, and I am not using, or I do not have Chrome open this time. I don't know, literally I have 3 phones. I have my work phone, then I have my old phone, then I have my new phone. But for some reason I thought, I need to have Chrome open to have the tabs with the chats open. which I don't. I have multiple phones for multiple chats. It's really very simple. You know, you live and you learn, you make mistakes, and then you grow from them. Like, oh my god. Hey, this is the source that I want to use. Thank you. Okay, relax your shoulders. Hey, people. Oh, thank you, man. Oh no, why is Google saying something? Google thought I said okay, Google, apparently. Woo! Another one! I have 3 phones that respond to okay. I'm not gonna say it again. Haha! Thank you for the compliment. That's really nice to hear. It's always awesome to hear that people enjoy your work. Like what you are putting out, you know? Because, I'm not gonna lie, I've been having a rough time and it sucks. So, yeah. Trying to see positive things. Positivity. Not drinking tea tonight, so just spilling the positivity on Struggle Stream. I haven't. See, I was on vacation for 10 days, and then a few days after I didn't do any retouching. So I'm kind of having to. I have to kind of get back into the flow of things. Yeah, that's what people always say. After bad times, good times come. But then, guess what? The bad times also just come back again. It's an endless cycle of good and bad, good and bad, good and bad, and more good and more bad, and a lot of bad. It's just I'm so tired, you know. That's just my state of being because of my chronic illness struggles. And yesterday night I had kind of a breakdown moment of just realizing I haven't fully accepted yet that I have, you know, a chronic illness, disability, whatever you want to call it. 300 random hearts on Instagram and just have probably been me. Well, always appreciate the love, man. Thanks. I think I've seen your name before, so I've probably seen it on Instagram. Remains of a cold. Oh, shitty, man. Hope it goes away soon. Not easy to live with such things, especially when you don't know what to do. Yeah. No, I want to do so much, and I just can't, and it sucks. And it's hard when you see other people in the same line of work and around your age, and you know, people you relate to, and they do all these things that you wish you could do. It's just, that's why I think social media is not good, because you see everything everyone else is doing. You're like, why can't I be doing that? But then I need social media for my work, to share it, and to be seen, to get customers, and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, it's can't live with it, can't live without it type thing. Hello, thank you. Welcome to the struggle stream. Good to have you here. I recognize your name. How are things in the mermaid business? Booked weekend. Nice, nice. And that's the life. Living life as a mermaid and being paid for it. Yo. It's not as glamorous as it sounds, but I bet it sure is fun. Lucky to know and follow many stunning artists, get over enthused, and after all the two, I love the darkness more than life. Huh. That's interesting. I think it's cool though, even if you have a specific style, to keep following artists that have other styles, so you can get influenced and inspired by all different kinds of angles, if that makes sense. Because sometimes you kind of see when people only follow one type of artist and then they just try to mimic that style, and then there's just this one big group of people doing the same thing. And I don't like that. I'm a bit too stubborn for that shit. I want to do my own thing, my own way. And if I feel like, if people compare my work to someone else, I'm usually like, oh fuck no. Because I hate it when, I don't know, I don't like not being unique. Even though nobody's unique and truly original. You know what I mean? I just want, when people see my work, I want them to see my work and my signature. Oof, that sucks. I mean, at least I don't get any medication to fuck with my system, because there isn't really any effective medication for what I have. There's one, but I don't want to take it because it's shitty. So yeah, that's a thing. It's a thing, you guys. Hope you'll feel a lot better, man. That sucks. It just messes up your life a lot, you know. Like, I never know when I wake up what I'm going to be able to do that day. Some days I wake up and I'm like, oh, well, fuck, I can't do anything today, but then you have to work, so you have to struggle through it and just suffer. Also, I've been procrastinating as well, so I feel you well. I need to do so many things that at some point you're like, well, it's so much, I can't fucking do it anyway, so I'm not gonna do any of them. You know, that fine. But it's not completely true. I did get work done today. Just not as much as I would have wanted, but then there's that thing like, hey, you don't have to do everything in one day. Calm down, give yourself time to breathe, and blah blah blah, blah blah blah. I follow every October's models, makeup artists, different styles, just love beauty and art. Yeah, man, same here. It's so awesome to see what people can create, what people can think of, and just, there is so much crazy talent out there. It's wild. And I sometimes feel like, well, what the fuck am I doing, you know? But comparison is the thief of joy. So we don't do that, do we? No. Everybody's got to start somewhere. Someone's bound to be talented with so many of us around. Well, yeah. There's a lot of talent to go around. I think it's also about being able to nurture the talent. Because having talent, sure, but it's more about the work that comes with it that makes you then good at the thing that you have talent in. That makes sense? Yeah, I've started watching American Gods because I read the book, and we recently got Amazon Prime, and it's on there, so we were like, you know what? Let's fucking watch some American Gods. And I do enjoy it, but there's also like a lot of stuff that I'm like, yo, this isn't in the book. And then I get kind of frustrated, even though it's good on its own. So if I just see it separately from the book, then it's good. Sorry for changing subjects. It's just on the subject of procrastinating and watching videos all day. I'm watching a lot of American Gods while feeling sick. Yeah, it sucks when you've become dependent on medication, and you just, you need them to live your life, because the shitty thing is medication oftentimes it doesn't fix things. It just, I don't know. It might stop some symptoms or some pain, but it doesn't take the problem away. Some medication does, but a lot doesn't. And then it's like, well, you're just managing symptoms and you're not actually getting better, I guess. But whatever. Sucks. You struggle and you deal with it and you make beautiful work. There's a lot of people that can do much less. See, but I don't really, that narrative always kind of makes me go, ugh, because of course there's people who have less, who are less fortunate. That doesn't mean that someone else's struggle isn't valid, you know what I mean? Like if someone says that their life is hard because they have a headache every day, that's really shitty for them, and that's not any less valid because other people have it harder, you know what I mean? I mean, of course it's good to be like, hey, at least I can still do this or do that, or at least I don't have that, but again, why the need to compare? It's kind of in the same line of thinking as saying, well, you can't have a depression when you're a celebrity because you're rich and famous, so you can't be depressed. Like, it's not how any of this works, though. Like, your brain doesn't give a shit about how much money you have when you're depressed. And your body doesn't give a shit about how much worse someone else has it. If your body wants to fuck you over, it's gonna fuck you over, and that's gonna be super shitty. No matter how hard someone else has it. If you catch my drift. So we all know you have to focus on the good things. But sometimes you just need to accept the fact that sometimes things are bad and you need to deal with those emotions as well. I don't believe in just chucking everything to the side and being like, oh, this is fine. I don't feel any negative emotions. No, I do feel them. And my issue is not acknowledging them. And when I do acknowledge them, I can understand where they're coming from, and then I can deal with them. But what happens often is not acknowledging your emotions, bottling them up, doing other things to not have to focus on the emotions. And then at some point shit hits the fan and you are gonna be fucked. Basically. I hope that makes sense. To each his own. I mean, of course I practice mindfulness and I try to be positive and optimistic. But there's only so much of that you can do until there comes a point where you're like, well, right now, it's just all too much. And that's okay too. It's okay to say, hey, this is too much, and then you just have to have your moment and then regroup and continue. With or without help. Hello! You made it to the struggle stream! Without sound. Oh no, that sucks. Well, hello. I'll wave because you can't hear me. Volunteer 2 days a week, recover for the other 5. Loud metal music is good for releasing stress. Just drive and scream along. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone has their way of dealing with it. I have all these mindfulness apps on my phone that are like, hello, how are you feeling? Can we explore why you are feeling this way? And that's the type of shit I know it helps me, but I'm also like, oh, I don't want to do this right now, and then I ignore the apps, and I'm like, wait, I had these apps for a reason. I shouldn't ignore them, maybe. But I do, because then I'm like, well, I don't want to deal with this, and I have work to do, and I gotta do this, and I gotta do that, and I can't talk to you right now, mindfulness app. But yeah, I do so much better when I do, practice those things. So let's try to get back into it. Music is amazing. Yeah, music really helps. For me, it's music and podcasts and things like that really help you shift your focus, I guess. Sometimes I can get really overstimulated by music, and then it's too much and it gets annoying. So then, for some reason, a podcast works better sometimes, or a YouTube video or something. I don't know. Let me clean up the lip lines. News gives me a lot of negative emotions, so I relax, listen to music, watch TV, dream about beating people. Okay. I can't imagine dreaming about beating people to stick to be soothing, but to each his own, of course. But the thing is, I don't know, the mindfulness stuff, it works for me because it takes away all the external factors and makes me focus solely on me in that moment, instead of me influenced by all of these external factors. It's just me and my feelings, and how those feelings got to be, and how I can process them. I don't know, it helps me kind of separate, I guess. But I also understand it might not work for everybody. It's not for everybody. But, for me it helps. I just need to remember to do it. That's the thing. Oop. That's alright. What is that icon? Is it a fish? Is that a fish? Oh, there's people on YouTube! I'm sorry, I've just been ignoring the YouTube chat. Because nobody was there yesterday, so I kind of assumed. Hello, YouTube people! If you're wondering who I'm talking to, it's the people over on Twitch. Thank you so much. My retouching skills they're okay. I'm not where I want to be yet. But I manage. There are a few of us, yes, but there are also there's a few on YouTube and a few on Twitch. It's a small group, which is good because I don't think I could handle streaming for a large group of people. So it's just a chill little struggle stream for y'all. My elbow keeps hurting. I think it's something in the way I'm sitting that's not right, but I don't know how to sit. If that makes sense. Like, what do you do when everything hurts? But I don't know what's wrong with my elbow. Earlier today, it kept hurting on the inside. Now it's hurting on the outside, and it's been doing that for a few days. So that's fine. Maybe I shouldn't be retouching, but I kind of have to. It's work, you know? Gotta do it. Maybe I should go to my physical therapist again, but you know, that's just expensive. I just got a bill because I've been going to my physical therapist for my hips. I'm having issues with my lower back and hips for a long time. I thought, well, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just gonna go to see a physical therapist and they're gonna help me. But yeah, sure, they help, but at what cost? Holy shit, that's expensive. So yeah, that's fun. Time to teach your other hand. Yeah. I tried. Trust me. When I used to draw a lot, I tried to teach myself to draw with the other hand, but I failed. €30 every time. 30? I wish it was only 30. I think it's 35 or 45 at my guy. And he's gonna be disappointed when I get back because he gave me like a bunch of exercises to do. I haven't been able to do them enough because first I went on vacation and I couldn't do all of them there. Then I came back, then my sister had a baby and I had 2 photo shoots and I got a cold. So I really haven't been able to do much of the exercises that I have to do for my hip recovery, whatever the fuck. So, well, excuses. You can't really say that to someone with a chronic illness who's always been told you need to do less. Because if I keep pushing myself, I'm gonna be back at square one. So I do whatever I can, and I cannot do more, because then I make the problem even bigger. So it's good that I'm going to a professional and not someone commenting on Twitch. Because professionals know a lot more about my condition and my past. You know, just saying. No, it's also other complications. Some are not completely clear yet. We're still working on them. But a lot of my pain comes from having hypermobile joints. And that causes a lot of trouble for me because the joints are too loose, so the muscles around them get extra tight to keep the joints in place, and then those muscles get completely fucked up because they're constantly so tight. And yeah, that causes a lot of trouble for me. Well, I probably don't have EDS. That's kind of the weird thing. Like, I have I have a lot of EDS symptoms, but they still say, well, it's probably fibromyalgia with mild hypermobility syndrome. But I'm like, well, maybe it's more likely that it's EDS then, because I also feel like it's getting worse, and that's also with EDS, it's deteriorating. And I don't know, man. I really don't know. I need more. I need another specialist to look at me, but again, that costs money I don't have, so that's why I thought I'll try with this physical therapist guy first and see if that helps. And if I can, get a proper exercise routine to keep my body the way it has to be. But also, I can't keep doing this because it's too expensive, so I don't know. I don't know what to do about it. Just trying to make it up as I go. And I have a shitty insurance, so it doesn't cover anything I need. Woo! Fun, 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 fun! My model friends is fibro and EDS. Took her years to get EDS fully diagnosed. Yeah, right? That's the thing. Like, it's like, why are you so reluctant to help me with this? They're all just like, well, you just have fibromyalgia, so if I send you to another doctor, they're just gonna say the same thing. I'm like, but what if they aren't, though? Like, what if there is actually more to it that you didn't look into because you were fucking lazy last time? You just sent me away. Like, oh, it's a thing, man. It's a thing. It's a thing. Struggle stream, gang. Okay, let me stretch this elbow. You can see everything slightly overstretches, but it's not enough for them to say, oh, you have EDS. It's just, oh yeah, you're kind of hypermobile. Thanks. Her family didn't believe her either. Jesus, that's the worst. With my family, they do believe me, and they do take me seriously most of the time, I think. But I don't think they know the scope of the problem, because I always act kind of like I'm okay, even when I'm not, because I don't want to make a fuss, make a big deal, make them worry about me. So I'm always like, no, I'm fine, this is fine, I'm fine. Even when I'm not. What are these weird edges? I think this happened when I did the frequency separation. I didn't pay attention. Boop! Oh, that's good, man. It's good that she's getting the help she needs, because that shit sucks. I tried getting help multiple times, and nobody will help me. Because, I have a boyfriend, and they're like, when I say, like, hey, I can't manage my household, they're like, well, you have a boyfriend, don't you? I'm like, yeah, but he works 6 to 7 days a week. He can't do everything that I can't do. And they're like, well, that's too bad, but, yeah, no, we can't help you because, you have a boyfriend, and, you have family, and, they have to do it. I'm like, what the fuck? So, everyone has to do it. My boyfriend just has to quit his job to be my full-time caretaker, and how we'll get money? Well, nobody knows. Nobody knows. to 7 days. 6 to 7 days of what? Yeah, it's really disheartening because I don't like asking for help. I don't like reaching out. I don't like admitting that I can't do things. And then when you finally are like, okay, I need help, I'm gonna reach out, and then there's nothing, there's no help. You're just being told, well, tough luck. It doesn't really make you want to reach out again, you know? It's just kind of like, well, that's cute and all, but that's a you problem, and we don't want to help you with that. And you're just like, well, guess I'll just fucking cry. Yeah, it's weird, it's annoying, I don't know. Wow, this really is the struggle stream. Just talking about health struggles and healthcare struggles. Well, retouching a lip line that's taking me forever for some fucking reason. Because I'm a perfectionist, that's why. It's just annoying. Let's go do something else. Don't forget the YouTube folk. Well, the YouTube folk aren't saying anything anymore. I'm not forgetting them now. Not this time. I got them propped up right next to you guys. I can see them. The question is, can they see me? It must be the most unexciting stream on the whole of Twitch right now. But I'm just here for the chill people, you know? Sometimes you hit that point and you have to ask. My attitude is to argue, fight, kick, scream, complain up to a level every time I get a rejection. I've even complained to local politicians. Man, I commend you for that. I do not have the energy. Like, when I'm at the point where I finally do make that call, when I get rejected, all I have left in me is just crying, just feeling utterly hopeless. So, yeah, I'm not strong in those moments usually. It always takes me a while to regroup after something like that. Well, I'm glad you guys are here to keep me company. I don't see or talk to a lot of people, so it's always nice to have some fake contact with people on the internet. I mean, it's not fake contact, it's actual contact, but it's not the same. You canceled your Photoshop subscription. Oh no, why? You don't do a lot of retouching anymore? Oof. Ferals is fake. What? Crying comes a lot, but then the rage was... Yeah. I guess I get that too. I feel like I give up easier when it's just about me. So I'm like, well... It's very depressing to say that I'm just like, well, you know, I guess I'm just not worth it. and then I give up. It sounds very depressing when you say it out loud. But, yeah. It's a thing. It's a thing. What can I do? Use more day that it's weekend. One more day. Weekend doesn't really mean anything to me. Although, I am trying to no longer work in the weekend, but sometimes because Marco always works weekends. This is his last weekend off before he gets back to work. He always works weekends, so usually I'm home alone. So what the fuck am I gonna do anyway? Might as well do some retouching. So I often end up working on the weekend just because I don't know what else to do. Sometimes the energy isn't there and you have to do what you need to recharge and keep moving forward. Yeah. That's most people. They give a lot of advice that they don't follow up themselves. I do the same. I just need to get out of this place where I'm feeling constantly overwhelmed, and then I might be able to do some other things with my weekends. Because I'm constantly overwhelmed, the only thing I can think of doing is, well, I'll just work, because then I get stuff done, and then maybe I'll feel less overwhelmed, but I don't know if that's actually working out for me. Things are still moving a lot slower than when I'm not streaming, but it's going better than the last time I was streaming, so that's good. Wait, what is this? Oh, that's that one. Work habits. Large and getting away from the ones that are toxic or unpleasant. Yeah. There's so much toxic and unpleasant shit in life, man. So this weekend, Marco and I were supposed to go to Domo Fair, which is like a Japan fair type thing. But I think neither of us is really feeling like going anymore, but I feel like if we don't go, we're not going to do anything, and that would be a shame, so maybe we should go. It's like, why shouldn't we? Well, because it's kind of far away, but like, might as well take the risk. If it's not nice, we could do something else, right? I don't know. We used Lightroom, went to raw therapy, and not retouching a lot. It's not my job, and then it becomes too expensive. Yeah, I get that. I mean, the software isn't cheap. Oh, what the fuck is happening? No. Why is my tablet suddenly... What? Oh my god, See, this happens sometimes, just in the middle of my fucking process. My tablet stops working. Because of course. Let me fix it by going into services. Hey, come on. Yeah, sure. You think you're back, but you're not. You're fucked. I know it. I need to restart the software. Go to details. Food is always good. Yeah. Yeah. We don't have a lot of money, so it's not like we can just go do a random thing, I guess. Or we can do something that's free, but like we can't just go sit at a restaurant because money. And we're going out to dinner tomorrow with a friend to celebrate both our birthdays, mine and the friend's birthday. So that's budget. But, you know, we might go to the ferry. How can you work 7 days and not make decent money? Well, for me, I work always, but I'm a freelancer. I pay a lot of studio rent. The pay usually isn't enough. Then I have a lot of stuff I have to pay each month. It's just, the cost of living is very high when you include our rent and the studio rent. And then, so most of my money goes straight back into the business, so I don't make a lot of money. And then Marco has to pay, usually, the rent for our home all by himself, and that's like a huge chunk of his salary, because he works in 2 stores. He just works in retail at the moment, and he works in 2 different stores, so he has to pay a lot of tax as well. Like, you get it back at the end of the year. But, you know, each month he doesn't get a lot because of his contract and how things are set up with taxes when you work 2 jobs. And because it's retail, it doesn't pay a lot. So, all in all, we earn enough to get by, but it's not like, woohoo, we can spend a lot of money. No, often, like, we really have to struggle, and I have to take money out of my savings that I've been saving up for a camera to pay for stuff, and it's just, it's not easy. And I cannot just move to a house that I can turn into a space for photography, because I have, the contract for the studio ends September next year. So I have 1 more year at the studio that I'm renting right now. And then around that time, I can, you know, look into a new space. So that's the short version of that. Life is expensive, and we're not making enough money. But we're doing better than we were a while ago. Like, things are looking up, but still, we're not where we need to be. So we just keep on grinding. And meanwhile, Mark was also looking for different jobs. It's just very uncertain, because, 1 month I can have an amazing month, and then the other month I can have a really shitty month. So it's not really, you can never be certain, how things are going to go. So you also don't want to, if you have a month with some extra money, you can't be like, woo, let's use this money to do something fun, because maybe next month you need it. Oof. Don't call it a hobby. Please. Because it's literally, it's everything I do to make money, and I think I make about the same that he does usually, but because I have to pay for the studio that he also uses, that's why sometimes I can't pay my part of the rent. In some months, I'm the one that has more money, and some months, he's the one that has more money, so it's like, do you have a Patreon? You could get subscribers to top up your income. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Because the Patreon means more work that I have to do. And I don't have time for that. I don't think Patreon is the way to go, because I don't know, I don't see what I could do there as a photographer that would be worth people's money, I don't just want to make it and be like, hello, yes, give me money because I need it. I want to have something to offer. Like, I don't want charity, I want... People are paying me, they need to be paying because I have something that they want. And I don't know if there's anything that I can put on to a Patreon page that people would want to pay for. My head is starting to hurt, so I have to get my hair down. Usually we're okay with money, but like, especially right now, there's a lot of people who are not paying or paying late. I have to constantly chase after them to be like, hello, can you pay me please? Because if you don't, I can't, you know. Anyway, it's a, whatever. It's a thing that'll always happen. And for some reason, it's always all at the same time. Side prints, exclusive photos, yeah. Again, that exclusive photos means I have to make more content. I already have a Patreon as a model that I struggle keeping up with because it's a lot of work. So if I start another Patreon as a photographer and I need to put stuff on there, I need to think of exclusive content and stuff to put on there. I'm like, just the sound of that is like, oh no, I don't want to do that. Don't get me wrong, it would be fun if I could, but right now it just seems like something I would not be able to do. So I don't want to get into that and then get a bunch of patrons and then, disappoint them because I can't deliver. That would be very sad. People don't deserve that. But yeah, I do have a Patreon as a model, and I don't, But it's not super exciting. I just post sets and things, behind the scenes stuff. And it's fun. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep doing it. Like right now I'm doing it because, I still enjoy doing some shoots, and I the extra money is nice, even though it's not much. But I'll see how long I keep doing that. See, I come on stream and I think I'm gonna be talking about retouching, but really, all I'm talking about is my fucking my life struggles, which is not my intention, but somehow it just happens. It just happens. We feed on the struggle. I mean, it's fine. I'm always an open book, and I share a lot, and some people say I shouldn't do that. I should keep to myself, but I don't know. It's just not who I am. Some people don't like it, but fuck those people, right? I don't really care. You don't have to listen to me if you don't want to. That's very easy. Pardon me. Don't ask about the Photoshops going on. No, you don't. But that's fine. I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing the Photoshops. Just mute the stream. Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Like, I don't mind. That's also, like, I don't mind talking about it, but then I get this anxious feeling of, like, oh, people are gonna find me annoying or whiny because I talk about this stuff. It's not the point. I hate the stigma around all these issues, and I feel like it should be normal to talk about it. So I do talk about it. People in the chat want to talk about it, well, that's fine. I will happily discuss. also like the hashtag struggle stream, struggle chat. I'm gonna keep that if I do continue streaming. I'm gonna keep that in. Yeah, it is. It is a good thing. And for others, but also for myself, it's good to just openly talk about it and not, yeah, like sometimes I feel like I need to hide all these things. And really, I shouldn't feel like that, so it's good to just chat about it and be casual about it, because it's just a normal life thing. Yeah, I try to post about that stuff, and I try to be like, try to encourage people to be open about their struggle, I guess. Because sometimes I get messages from people like, oh, you need to stop complaining about your illness or this or that. I'm like, I talk about these things because I get so many DMs when I do from people that feel seen and heard and helped when I do talk about these things. So no, I'm not going to stop because some people don't like it. If I can help people with it, then that's more important. Oh, I get a lot of rude-ass people. Trust me, but mostly ignore them. Just now, someone tried to be rude on YouTube, and you just ignore it and block them. And that's fine. You don't need to deal with that negativity. That's some bullshit. I don't have time for that or energy for it. Goodbye. No, I don't really use hashtags. I don't feel like they work for me. And usually when I post, I just want to post something. And I don't want to have to worry about, oh, how many people am I going to reach? Which hashtags am I going to use? Blah, blah, blah. Like, ugh. All that stupid shit is just so fucking exhausting. And I don't enjoy it. Like, I tried being the great influencer and doing all the social media stuff. But I don't know. I don't feel like, sometimes I use hashtags and I get less likes than I do when I don't use hashtags. I'm like, what, are the hashtags working against me? Like, what is this? It's really weird. I don't know what it is. Instagram is like actively fighting me or something. Hey, come on, stop it. I was actually supposed to go to a concert with a friend tonight, but then she forgot that she already had a date, and so I got booted. That's sad. But now I'm here. Stories are the best way to attract. Yeah, stories really do work. They work, because they get, I don't know why, people like watching stories and engaging with them. I feel like it's a good way to get in touch with your audience and stuff. Okay, I need to take a step back from this picture because I've just been doing things and not looking at it, you know what I mean? I think it's pretty much done. I just need to do some color time. So I'm almost done with this picture, and then when I'm done, I'm gonna go back to the couch, Marco, and drink some tea and try to get rid of this cold. Oh, I'm out of water. Autistic on top of all that, so concert groups people get tough for me. Or volunteer as a director of a drama group. Oh, that's good, man. It's good that you're like doing stuff to kind of get you over those hurdles and help you get more used to stuff like that and being close to people. For me, I'm not autistic, but I get overstimulated very easily. So when there's a lot going on, sometimes something just goes ploop in my head, and I'm like, oh, this is all too much. I need to go away now. And then, yeah, that's weird. I didn't always have that. Might be because of the constant pain. That's like when you're dealing with constant pain. That's already constant noise in your head, and I think maybe all the other stuff on top of it then becomes too much or something. I don't know. Oh, it's raining? It's not raining here, I think. It sounds nice. Like in the living room, we have these roof windows, slanted ones, and you can hear the rain, which always sounds nice. Love your hair color. Thanks! It's a bit messy at the moment, but I'm gonna get it done by a hairdresser in a while, which I never do. I always dye my own hair, but it's another one of those things where I'm like, life would be easier if I didn't have to do it myself. So I'm gonna get it done by a professional for free in exchange for pictures, because that's my life. So yeah, I'm curious to see what she's gonna do with it. But it's fun right now. Take earplugs and headphones everywhere. Yeah, that's nice. That works, I guess. For me, it's more all the, like I was at a party. It was a while ago because I don't really go to parties. It was a drum and bass party, and I remember just standing on the dance floor, and there was music, and music is usually okay when I can focus on that. That's good. But then when there's a lot of people and the people keep shoving against me and touching me, like they don't mean to, but they're touching me, and that's when I kind of go, ugh. That's what I can't deal with. It's more a sensory overload of people most of the time, but sometimes it's sound as well. But then when it is sound, I can't deal with headphones or something with a podcast or a book, because then that's also too much. But maybe just earplugs to drown out the sound might work. I don't know. Can look into that. Your hair is always a psychedelic one. Yeah, there's always a lot going on. Do you tend to step back from a photo when you think it's finished, but then come back later to check with fresh eyes? Yeah, sometimes. But at this point, I feel like I've learned to just see, okay, it's finished, and then usually I stick with that. Sometimes I walk away, get a glass of water, come back, and then check one last time. But most of the time, I can feel when it's done. I'm kind of feeling right now like this is done, but I want to try one last thing. Boop. Just looking through my stock folder to find some texture. blur. Let's blur. Finishing touches, guys. And then I have 2 more from this shoot that I have to do, but I'm not gonna do those tonight because it's getting late and everything hurts from sitting in this chair. Blip, 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 blip. Okay. Yeah, I think I like a bit of texture in the background, but I need to clean up the edges a bit. Gonna have to vanish, like dinner, getting peckish. Well, thanks so much for being here, man. Hope you enjoy your evening / dinner / whatever. I hope to see you on the next stream. Hopefully Tuesday. Otherwise another evening, but I'll post it on my Instagram story when I know when I'm gonna be live again. See you next struggle stream. Struggle stream? I even struggle saying the word struggle stream. Okay. Final finishing touches and then I'm gonna head out. Not out. Out of this room, definitely. It's getting warm here with all the screens and everything. For some reason Marco's screen's also turned on. I'll be back. See ya, man. Thanks for chatting. Alright. Do one final pass through the eyes. Terror Tuesday. I'm only now seeing that. Terror Tuesday! Okay. Merge everything. And then save. Okay, Lightroom, what to do? Ready for the before and after. There it goes. Before, after. Oh, hello? Hello, Lightroom. You can do it. Believe in you. Lightroom doesn't believe in himself. That's the problem. Oh, there it is. Well, it worked better when it wasn't full screen. Fine. That's fine. Yep. Well, that's it, folks. That's all for tonight. I'm going to maybe... No. Why am I now getting annoyed by this piece of texture? No. I'm going to leave it. I might look at it tomorrow morning. For now, I'm going to leave it. I'm getting a headache. I'm going to go lay down and chill. Thank you guys for being here, for talking to me, for being interested in my ramblings and my retouching. Thank you for joining the struggle stream. I have been your host, Josephine Hustra. I might be here again next Tuesday and otherwise Thursday. I will post on my Instagram when I am planning to go live, so you can check there. Otherwise, just keep an eye on the notifications on Twitch and YouTube. And, yeah, that's all. Good night. Thanks for hanging out. Mwah. Bye.